Hey guys, welcome to my new podcast, Creating Art Out of Life with me, Elena V. I'm a film director and dancer from the Philippines, and I've made this platform to celebrate life and art. I'll be having eye-opening, inspiring, and fun conversations about what artists go through in life and how we use it to create masterpieces. After all, love and pain is where art blooms most. If you're watching this on YouTube, please do subscribe. And if you're listening to this on Spotify, please do follow. You can also follow at e.v.world on Instagram for podcast clips and my own Instagram as well, at Elena Verata. Your support would mean the world to me. And now I'll leave you to it. I hope you enjoy this episode. Peace. What up? Good? Rolling? All right. What up, everybody? Welcome back to my podcast, Creating Art Out of Life. I am so excited. She has graced her presence. I don't know why she has graced her presence, but she did. My next guest is a young and rising star in the portrait and fashion photography industry here in Manila. Her eye and taste highlight the delicate and feminine touch in her work, regularly producing beautiful art for female celebrities and beauty and lifestyle brands. I'm proud as a fellow young I'm proud as a fellow young female in the industry to say she's definitely paving the way and inspiring young creatives. She is that girl with pink hair, and I'm wearing pink for her. Everybody, please welcome Miss Andrea Beldua.
Hey.
Some claps over there. We have one audience member, Vid.
Shout out,
Vid. How are you, love? Thank you for being here.
Yes,
I'm
of
so
course.
honored. She didn't have to be here. The last time I actually saw her was our H&M shoot.
Oh my god, that was so long ago.
It was long ago. And that's when I met her. And how I met her, we were in Tagaytay and we were having dinner. We hadn't met yet. And there was this girl with pink hair. And I just went to you and I was like, how do you take care of your pink hair? I feel like that's what everybody...
Yeah, that's what everyone asks me.
Is that their icebreaker all the time?
Yeah. I'm glad that I have pink hair because it like...
Immediately.
It's a topic.
The conversation started. You've always had pink hair? Where did you start?
I always had blonde hair.
Yeah.
I dyed my hair blonde for my 18th birthday.
Mm-hmm.
I'm 28 now, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been bleaching my hair for...
Girl, and
10
you look
years.
Fine. Like, your hair looks fine.
My life revolves
around
my hair. I'm not kidding. Like, it really does.
No, I mean, it's you identify with your hair now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's your personality.
Yeah. So I used to have blonde hair, and then I went gray after I graduated. Around after I graduated, and
gray.
Then, yeah, but I always wanted to have pink hair, but I was so scared before. But when I finally dyed it pink in 2018,
yeah,
I never went back. I just went like more magenta each time.
More and more.
Yeah.
What led you to pink hair though?
I don't know. Pink is my favorite color.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but I
Ever
just was
since.
never brave enough to do it.
Damn.
But now I'm not brave enough to try a different hairstyle or color.
Are you gonna keep it for the rest of your life?
I might.
Damn, girl, that's a lot of
like
bleaching.
I feel like people won't recognize me.
True. They're like, is
identity
that Andrea
crisis?
Beldua?
Yeah.
Do you feel like without the pink hair, you're not Andrea anymore?
Yes, I do.
It's your personality now.
Yeah.
So damn, you're gonna keep it for a long time.
Yeah.
Wait, let's go back to your blonde days. I know you were blonde before.
Yeah.
So let's go back to the start of your journey, because that's when your journey started. I was stalking her, making sure I know how this girl was before her pink hair. And I wanted to know, like, when did you pick up a camera? When did you actually find this love for photography? Was it like during those blonde days?
It was actually during my blonde days. I was
It's like an era.
Second year college in Ateneo. I was taking up information design for all my ID people out there. And as a kid, I always knew I wanted to be an artist. But I just didn't know
how
or like what kind. Because my mom worked in advertising.
Yeah.
So she always believed that I was going to be in advertising. She thought I was going to be a creative director or something. Because she said that I could like illustrate and write. It's not true. So anyway, that's why
you do have the creative direction.
So yeah, that's why I took information design, because that's the fine arts course in Ateneo. But with all the colleges that I applied for, I always took the arts course. So in UP, it was I believe, VSCOM ata. So, similar to UST
VSCOM.
and parang multimedia arts
Mhm.
in CSB. So, I was always into like more traditional art before. As in, I love to draw. I was such an anime fan before, like
Mhm. Not
fully.
anymore?
Not. I think I outgrew it,
Mhm.
but I still watch sometimes. But so that's where my style came from before with like, illustration and stuff. So I was doing a lot of parang mixed media, like painting, drawing. And then parang around, what year was that? Second year. Parang 2011, 2012. Around 20, you know what, the 2013, 2012 era of lookbook?
Yes.
Were you part of that?
I think so, but I wasn't doing photography, so I know lookbook though.
Yeah,
You were doing lookbooks?
I was doing lookbook. I was doing Tumblr. I was like a Tumblr
You were
girl.
oh my god, I can imagine you as a Tumblr
Yeah.
girl.
So that time was parang peak fashion blogger era. So like,
Mm.
ayan sila Trisha Gosing-chan. She's like my inspo, my life inspo, by the way.
Life. That's a
As in, seriously,
not
I
just
think,
work, life.
yeah, like I think I took photography because of her. Kasi she
Wow.
was this, at that time, she was like one of the most popular fashion bloggers. And I loved her style. And she was also ID in Ateneo. And yun nga, she was a photographer. And so I wanted at that time to become a fashion blogger also. So I asked my cousin to take my outfit photos with
Yeah.
my dad's digicam. And then eventually parang
Shit, digicam.
Wala pa noon.
Damn.
Like, hindi pa noon sobrang uso. Well, uso naman
I
SLR.
love how we
but
can
like,
talk about these things like it's like we had an era
girl,
where it was
millennial
like-
girlies rise.
Yeah.
Wait, are you millennial?
I think
Are you
I'm part.
considered a millennial?
I think I am in between.
Millennial rising.
Yeah,
ganun.
millennial rising. Somewhat. I feel like
Gen Z
I
moon.
continue. I feel like I am part of it in that space. 1995. So
Ay, oo, girl. Millennial yan.
Yeah.
Oh, millennial girly yan.
So you had a digicam.
Yeah, so we had a digicam and I was asking my cousin to take my outfit pics. So I would dress up.
Fit pics.
Yeah, I would dress up fully. Like, in school, in college. So I would go to class in like full fucking outfits. As in heels, this high. Alam mo yung Lita boots before?
No.
Basta, it was like such a lookbook
Honestly,
thing.
I would have expected that from you.
As in, swear girl, basta.
Bitch didn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I just enter in class like nothing.
Yeah, like, and like, full makeup ha. As in full makeup. Like, foundation, everything.
The people
I would curl my hair during that era. Like, kasi
were
I had
taking
long
pictures
hair.
in school.
Sometimes in school, like, I would ask my friends to take it. And then, parang at some point, may vision ako of how I wanted to be taken a photo
You
of.
started having like more of an eye and direction.
Yeah, and parang I felt like they couldn't translate it. So I was getting frustrated. So I started to take more self-portraits nung time na to. And then that's when, tas parang I got bored na parang puro ako yung subject.
Yeah.
So that's when I started to get more into photography outside of self-portraiture. And then I took this elective in ID, which was like something like photojournalism, parang ganon. So I think that really taught me the base of the discipline na parang composition, stuff like that, like color, leading lines.
Yeah, just the foundation.
Yeah, like photography as an art and not as a not the technical aspect.
Yeah.
So, but that's another thing. Sorry, my mind's flying around.
No
but like that's
worries.
another thing that I've always been sort of insecure. I've never been trained technically.
I don't think you should be insecure about that. I wasn't ever trained technically either.
Yeah.
I think like if you have it, like if you have the eye for it, that's the most important thing.
Yeah.
Like the technicals, I had to just learn it on my own, like YouTube.
Yeah, same. I'm
Like,
always on YouTube.
Yeah, like even with film, like I was super insecure at first because I didn't know like the terms, and terms are so important. Like
Girl, same.
especially with cameras.
Yeah, same.
Didn't know
same.
shit.
Sometimes like I'm like, when people are like, when people are discussing gear, I'm like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Like, let me be real. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
No, for real. That was me also. But I had to know what they were talking
Yeah,
about because
exactly.
like I had to know what kind of lens, what kind of camera, what kind of shot. Like it's so technical, like this art. And so I feel the same way. I wasn't
Yeah, I
technically
assume
trained.
even more so for video.
Oh yeah. No, it's hard. I had to like really like just self teach. But I mean like it's again, it's really you have to know the foundation and the technicals, but then if you have the eye for it, like that's what you have.
Yeah, exactly.
Did you like start practicing on subjects in college also?
Yeah, I did. So when I
Or
started
just on your
to,
friends or what?
yeah, and ayun nga, after that, I realized that parang my vision, I could more easily translate it through the lens.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, during that time, I was also doing mixed media still. But I was really discovering my love for photography. And so I joined the Guidon. That was our like school
Newspaper, yeah.
newspaper. So I was really parang I was so obsessed with like my goal that time was always to make na parang to always make it to the front.
Oh, the page.
Yeah, front of the page. Like my shots should always be the main
The
like what do you call
cover
that?
photo.
Yeah, the main cover photo for the main article.
Yeah,
So I was always trying to get the important news articles.
yeah. You're
So
competitive.
yeah, as in talagang I was so obsessed talaga with that, and I loved like capturing the rallies, stuff
Yeah,
like that.
yeah. Like
Yeah.
moments.
Moments. Yeah, I
Yeah,
think that's where I really parang developed yun nga, the art,
yeah.
the
And then did
basics.
you like for your subjects were did you just like ask, friends or did you have people to practice on back then? Like
Yeah,
some models?
me and my blockmates were all artists obviously kasi nga we were in ID. So that really helped, and I don't think I'd be where I am now without them, because like to be surrounded by,
Shout out blockmates.
yeah, shout out to E3. And they're still my best friends up to this day. Like
Yeah.
Max Ocampo is my best friend.
Mm.
She is a creative director now
Yeah,
for
yeah.
Varsity.
Met her.
Yeah. So that's where I really found my love for photography. So I thought I was gonna be a beat photographer. Like I wanted to do journalism. Kasi at that time during our class, our professor invited Ezra Akayan. He's like one of the best photojournalists in the country. So, grabe, I was so inspired, and I fully believe that I would do something like that. But unfortunately, it
Unfortunately.
cannot be.
But back then, like
Um
you had, so I was stalking her. Of course, I have to know everything about my guest. But I was stalking her, and your tones were very very different before. Like you were more of
yeah.
like you had more darker,
Yeah,
cooler
girl, that
tones.
was the time na sobrang uso yung VSCO look.
Ah, I see,
Millennial
visco.
girlies rise. So, yun yung super uso na aesthetic nung time na yun. So, yeah, all of my
Parang
photos were
moody,
moody, cool
Tumblr
tone.
girl.
Oo.
When did
Yeah.
it start? Like, when did you start experimenting and kind of taking yourself out of that moody, ethereal?
I think, wow, I banged my head. Anyway, I think when I started to, so during this time, around 2016, L'Officiel Manila pa at that time, not the L'Officiel PH now. They, parang they started here, and oh my god, my dream before talaga was to shoot for L'Officiel. And so I started to, and that's
How?
where, yeah, Mags got in.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
she started to work for L'Officiel also. So I also met her then boss, Andrea Ang. And I started to take photos for them. For
Wow.
I started with
During
feature.
college?
No, 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 no. This was after college na. It's like 2016.
Mm-hmm.
After I graduated in 2015. So that's where I started to get more guidance on, how to translate the vision,
Yeah.
and not just parang to tell a story properly, and not
Yeah.
just, follow what's trendy,
Yeah,
what's
yeah,
what's what's a
yeah.
trendy aesthetic, or like na parang go beyond what's just Instagrammable and to actually tell a story.
Do you remember your first shoot with L'Officiel?
I don't remember, but I do remember, I think, the shoot that kind of, I think, launched my career. Not really launched, but like, made it.
Propelled.
Yeah, propelled my career was this parang what was that? Parang it was a freckle story. Parang it was like
Freckle story?
yeah, parang it was this feature on, I forgot the name. Basta it was a feature on freckled women.
Mm-hmm. A
And
freckle story.
yeah,
That's so cute.
a freckle story. So yeah, it was a lot of, I took portraits for L'Officiel for this. I forgot. You know what? Let's insert it
I
here.
think yeah. No, we're definitely gonna show it right
Yeah.
here. Is it the one where they're all like next to each other?
No. This was parang individual portraits of, that was Andy Eigenman.
Yes.
I met her then. Monica Santamaria.
And it's here. They'll see it right now.
Kelsey Merritt. So I think that was my first kind of big shoot.
Mm-hmm. Do you remember how you felt? Like, because I mean, for me, when we met in H&M, I hadn't really worked with a lot of celebrities yet. Like that was, I think H&M
Really?
was H&M was actually the first shoot that I had for big celebrities. And shout out H&M.
Wow, really? I
But
didn't
yeah,
know
that was the
that.
first time. And like, I think I really had to just make sure I was prepared because, I mean, I've been doing this for a little bit, but it's different when it's like a celebrity.
Yeah,
So
girl,
do you remember?
It's different. Like,
Do you remember like how you felt coming in, like knowing that you're dealing with big artists?
I was so scared. I remember pa, oh my God, I had a trip with my mom and my cousin booked for, what's that called? Batanes.
Yes.
During the
Ooh, that's
same day.
beautiful.
Yeah, as one of the shoots. Kasi it was a multiple day shoot eh. Tapos I asked my mom, I was like, we have to rebook it. I cannot miss this shoot. I will not miss this shoot. So that, parang at that time, talaga, I knew how important it was going to be.
Yeah.
So I was like, I would do anything
Yeah.
to be able to shoot this feature.
How did you prepare yourself for something as big as that?
I don't remember actually. Kasi parang it was I think starting in magazines, you are really trained to be resourceful.
Mm-hmm.
Kasi parang it's just like a shoot and then sometimes it's guerrilla pa.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, with magazines, it's like you have to know how to work with, the resources you're given.
Exactly. We don't have parang much say on the location or how much time I had with the girls. So it was really trust in your own kakayanan na matatawid mo yung shoot.
Yeah.
And just be able to connect.
Yeah.
With your subject.
Yeah. With when you're talking to your subjects, I know you love to. I know your words. Ganda.
Yeah, girl. Yeah, the shoot is going well when I'm noisy as fuck. Sorry, can I swear?
Yeah. Don't worry, I've been swearing too. It's I'll bleep it out. Don't worry. Yeah. So when you're noisy, that's when the shoot's going well.
Yeah, the shoot's going well when I'm really like I'm shouting, like I'm full on screaming, yelling.
Is that how you always were? Like even when in your first few shoots, like you weren't nervous to be loud?
I think before definitely I was more nervous.
Yeah.
Not more nervous. I was just more like in myself.
Yeah.
I was more
you didn't have like
But now I really think that you have to let them know that it's going well and they look great.
Yeah.
Because personally, if I was being shot like that, I want to know.
Yeah, it's hyping them up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to be their hype man.
Yeah. Would you say that that's like something that really helped you connect to the celebrities and like why you're getting a lot of work now is because of that kind of connection you make them feel? Like is that what you feel like? Is that your advantage as a photographer?
I think so. Also because that, most of my subjects are women.
Yeah.
So I really think that's important then.
No, I think that's what I also realized with H&M again, like having girls in bikinis, like you want the director or the photographer to be, you want to feel comfortable. So I feel like that's what I realized as a female director, as a female creative, like that gives us an advantage when we're connecting with female celebrities and women because they just feel like it's safe. I feel like, and I feel like that's the same with you. You're connecting with women that are, they're dressed down, they're in bikinis,
Yeah.
they want to feel like they're comfortable.
They're comfortable and
Yeah.
like they're not being, I don't know how to
Looked at like in a certain way.
Uh-uh.
Yeah, I feel like that's definitely the advantage we have as females.
Exactly.
And I love that we're able to be that person, like for these celebrities, for these brands, because honestly, like there are some, I see some projects or you have these women in very dressed down,
Skimpy.
skimpy, and then
Yeah.
it's a man, like no offense, like I'm sure, like there's no offense to man or woman, or anything that you identify as, but I feel like if it's gonna be something that's female centric, it should be a woman.
Yeah.
And that's why the H&M was like really such a nice project, because they really made sure, like, okay, the creatives have to be women. It has to be like a female centric thing.
And I can always tell when it's a woman who took the photo.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. Most of the time, I think I can tell. It's just a certain...
It's an eye.
Yeah, it's a certain look then and how you pose. Because personally, I find it more difficult to photograph guys. Because I don't know how guys move. I don't know how they sit. I don't know how they tilt their head, where they put their hands. You know what I mean?
So you feel like you can communicate well when it's really a female.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you have directed. You've photographed guys. Like, is it way different for you?
I have, but sometimes I'm like, I don't know if like tama ba yung direction ko with them.
Because actually, the thing with Andy, like the good thing about her is like she was like you were taking photos of yourself. So I feel like when you're kind of more comfortable with your body,
you have to I think it's really important to be able to demonstrate what you need from them.
Yeah, because like it can only go so far when you talk. Like,
yeah,
you can say like, can you just bend your neck a little bit?
I find that hard to do actually, because I'm not so good with words. So I find it easier sometimes when I don't know how to direct a certain layout. I like to feel the space first. For example, if there's a chair or whatever, I like to be able to like, oh, what can they do kaya? So parang I like to experience the space.
Yeah.
Myself.
So you feel comfortable
yeah,
also. Like,
just to know then parang how they will be able to move. Like parang this couch, I can't just be like, oh, sit ka lang there and then just like, I don't know, cross your legs or something. But like they can interpret it as like this. But what I mean is like kind of like this. And then, alam mo yun, parang I have to be able to show them how to move within the space. And I find that hard to do with just words.
So you like to, like, if you're in a set, you like to be the one on the set first and trying to just feel, because I think that's what I heard you. I saw you also like kind of just like trying to just feel it out. Like
yeah. Parang what makes sense as a like parang I don't know. Parang you just have to. It's so visual because I'm so visual. So I have to see it in my head first.
Yeah, cool. So I mean, your projects now, like you have all these bigger projects. She's working with all these celebrities now. Like, I'm sure at this point you kind of solidified your style. Do you feel like you have a specific style? Like, how would you describe your style now?
Oh no, that's so hard.
Like, you wrote on the blog before. I saw.
Girl, what did I write?
I don't know. You said
a
hyper feminine eye. Like, it's a hyper feminine look.
Yeah.
So is that still?
I think so, but I think it evolved to more sexy now. I think I tend to take sexier style now. Like
more sensual?
Yeah, more sensual.
Like with your style now, like is when brands are coming to you, like is it usually the brief that it's sensual, or do you kind of?
No naman. Parang I guess that's sometimes where it goes. I think before kasi parang how my take on the hyper femininity was parang more dreamy, more like more ethereal, more nostalgic, and then over time I think it became more, yun nga parang sensual. But sensual doesn't actually have to mean like skimpy or anything, but it's just like in the way that I see them. Or
I get you. I mean, your work will speak for itself. Like, pop some photos here, pop. But yeah, no, you really developed this. I feel like with your latest work, it's clear that this is you. This is your style. how did you start developing that, and like your composition, how you see the subject? When did you feel like you started solidifying, like, okay, this is my eye, this is the kind of look I want?
I don't think there was a certain, one shoot or one time that it happened. I think it's more of like an overtime.
You started like just finding out like what works for you.
Yeah, and then parang it's not even conscious, I think. Parang it's really like you start to see, not naman, no, I didn't even start to see it until like people started telling me na parang, oh, photo mo yun, no? Kasi I can tell na you took it. Even though parang I was like, oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess it's really just the way na I pose. Because before, I thought style was only limited to how you edited the photo.
Yeah.
Like how you colored it, what your colors were. Like, are they cool toned? Are they warm toned? Are they kind of like blurry, or are they more crisp? But I think even if you have really a solidified style, and I'm not saying I do, I think I'm still growing. I think if you have a solidified style, it will really manifest even if you change up like literally the aesthetic of the photo.
Yeah.
But it will really manifest in the way na you see your subject and how you post them, the look in their eyes, look in their faces.
Yeah.
How like, their hands are placed, how the hair is like moving.
Yeah.
Because I think that's my style now. Parang I'm very concentrated on the face. Because nga, a lot of the
emotion on the face.
Yeah. And like how but I don't know, parang since a lot of them nga are women, so I'm really like obsessed with like how I position them. Like their face and like the hands, the hair. I'm super pakialamera.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hair is hard.
Yeah, hair is hard. But sometimes like it can really make the shot.
Oh yeah. No. I mean, like, absolutely. I think hair is you've been exploring with hair, I see. Yeah. And your hair, of course.
Yeah, I think being like this super maarte kikay girl really helped in my career as a photographer. Kasi parang I know I like to parang be part of the whole process, the whole image.
Are you you're a perfectionist?
Medyo.
Huh? Yeah.
I like to be part of the whole image in a way na parang it's not just, I'm just not just gonna show up and take pics and just like, set up my camera and just take pics. I have to be in the glam room. I have to know like, oh, anong makeup natin, anong hair. Even the nails, like, shout out to Lynn Alumno.
Shout out Lynn.
She really trained me. She actually like spoiled me na there's always like nails. Like the hands have to be perfect in a shoot, lalo na in a beauty shoot.
Yeah.
Parang I get so frustrated sometimes when walang nails yung model, yung subject. Parang hindi siya complete eh.
Yeah.
So it's really like from head to toe.
It's like every little thing is evident in the photo.
Yeah.
Like if your hair is not fixed up, like it's obvious.
Parang I'm so obsessed also with like, how the hair flies with the wind. Parang gano'n. I'm always like, pwedeng pa-blower. Pero like, I'm always asking like the hairstylist, may leaf blower ka ba? Pa-blower naman. Or may electric fan. Kasi, alam mo yun, parang I think all those things just really contributes to the overall look. To the overall look and style of your own photos.
For sure. So would you say your photography philosophy is really, it comes down to the details?
I think so.
You're very hands-on with every little thing, every little detail that is in the photo.
Yes, I think so. I believe so. Yeah.
Are you also very hands-on with the set? Like, do you have like specific looks that you have, and it has to be like this, or do you explore more? Because I remember like one of the most, I guess, distinct ones of your recent works was all these flowers. The one with the flowers.
Which one was that?
It was all pink.
Who was the model?
Shucks, I forget, but it was just like filled with flowers. I think this was gingers. You worked with ginger.
Oh, yeah, I do work with ginger a lot.
You do?
Yeah.
Do you have like do you think of the sets? Like
I do. I like to communicate with a set design before the shoot. Because sometimes, parang you can give a brief and then we all have different interpretations of the brief. So it really has to be,
Yeah.
A communication between everyone, a
Yeah.
collaboration.
How is the process like for photographers? Because in video and film, like it's a very lengthy process. Like we're like
Oh
from
yeah,
pre-production to
yeah.
production
I
to
was listening to our meeting with H&M for your part. Mine was just like when I had to go through my slides, I talked maybe like a minute,
Yeah.
and then for the whole video, it was just like
I'm like
an
saying all these
hour.
things.
Yeah.
How is it like for your process? Like, does it take long, like from the pre-production to the photo shoot to the post? Like, is it like a lengthy process like ours, or is it a more, I guess, concise process? Like, does it take you guys
Hmm.
months to release something? Um,
It really depends, I think.
but it's the same thing as us, like brief.
Yeah, brief. But sometimes, there's a brief. And to be honest, you can only really tell how a shoot's gonna turn out when you arrive on set.
True.
Right? Parang as much as you wanna promise na ito yung peg, ito yung mood board, ito dapat yung achieve. Minsan it's hard kasi you can't really replicate something totally
Yeah.
with all the resources and the elements
Yeah.
given.
So you come to the shoot
So
more open.
yeah, I come to the shoot more open. So and also then para you're not boxed in this like whatever the brief is, whatever the peg is. So it's really more of like, okay, this is our general direction, but let's see where the shoot goes. Let's see where it'll take us.
That's interesting. I mean, like with me, it's totally different. Like I, I come in with it. Like I'm definitely open, but I'm just so nervous.
Yeah,
Like when I come in,
girl.
so I make sure every single thing is like planned.
Yeah.
But I mean, like I think that's what makes us like that's what makes you you, and that's what makes me me. Like it's it's what works best for your brain.
Yeah.
Because like
yeah.
if that works for you, being open, because you just never know what's gonna happen in a shoot.
Yeah.
Like the worst things can happen. Like and you just have to know what to do.
Yeah, exactly.
So, okay, I wanted to ask you, what was the project that you felt like you were able to have the most creative freedom, that you enjoyed the most? Like your brain was just like, your soul was just happy just doing.
Oh, I up to this day, one of my favorite shoots that still is referenced or even in Pinterest was
Wow.
my God, what was the name? See, this is
Are
what
you
I
popping
mean.
on Pinterest?
Yeah.
Wow, she a
It was
Pinterest
our,
girl.
Parang, what was that name? What was the shoot? It was the parang, come on, can I check?
Yes, of course.
At the time, please. Ayun, yeah.
What?
It was my shoot with Lynn Alumno,
Mhm.
Rafi So, and Carlo Roblico, and our model was Zam D. She was also my blockmate, by the way. That's why I think we had such great chemistry. Anyway, it was our parang Tales of Filipino Folklore shoot. And parang our theme was parang our own fashion interpretation of Filipino mythical creatures.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and that's still my favorite shoot. Like
This
up
was
until-
when was this?
This was during the pandemic, or I think around 2021, I believe.
Wow, that's a very different concept.
Yeah.
So how did you interpret, like what are the elements that you kind of
Parang we all came to set, ayun nga, like how I detailed earlier. We all just came to set knowing na ito yung general direction, but let's just see like what happens when we're there.
Mhm.
So when I got there, parang Rafi So was doing Zam's makeup, and then we were just like collaborating on the look, and then Lynn arrived and she just like started cutting up clothes and like
What Lynn
literally,
does.
yeah, literally sewing it on Zam, and it's just like parang it was just so inspiring, and I just love that energy, and I think it really manifested because that shoot is still nga referenced.
Yeah.
It's still in the decks that are being sent to me.
That's dope. Like,
Yeah. And it was just for fun. Like it was wala lang, fun lang.
I think that's the best kind of projects though. Like when you're able to fully just collaborate
yeah.
and go like to the extent like beyond what your limitations are as a creative.
Yeah.
It's the best ones, the passion projects.
Yeah.
Like, are you still doing any passion projects like with your work now? Because you're probably booked and busy.
That's the problem, that I don't have much time, but thankfully I hope it happens. I have one booked around early May, so I really hope that pushes through, because I really do miss it, and believe that I just do my best work during
Yeah,
those times.
I think like when we're constantly doing commercials, commercial work or like projects that we're doing, it kind of limits you sometimes, like it depends on the project, of course, but when work becomes work, when your art becomes work, it kind of, you forget about what makes your soul happy.
Mhm.
And so for sure it's super important that you can make time for the passion projects. Do you
Yeah.
feel the same way though about like commercial work, and do you ever feel kind of just stuck sometimes with the commercial work or like projects, or you're able to continually develop
I think I'm able
regardless?
to continually develop with, even with brand work, commercial work, because it's never not challenging for me.
Mm-hmm.
It's never like I never show up and be like, it's the same thing, I'm just gonna do the same thing. It's never like that for me, because parang there's still so many people to please.
Yeah.
Not just to please, I mean to collaborate with. And
Yeah.
there are so many parang expectations also. And
Yeah.
that can be a good thing,
Yeah.
because I'm constantly learning.
Yeah.
Like with my last H&M shoot,
Yeah.
the last Tropical Essentials one was so wildly different from what
Yeah, I
we
saw.
did.
Like, pop that up here, Elena, because I'm editing. Those, yeah, I was when I saw that also, I was like, wow, that's very different from what H&M's used to. Was that your concept? Like your creative? Oh no, it was Rand's, no?
No, it
Or
was more of from Global.
oh,
H&M
global.
Global, yeah. So they wanted to do a different thing. So that was so challenging for me, kasi parang ako, what? I've been shooting like the past two campaigns for H&M na Tropical Essentials, and it was so different.
Yeah, it's more
And
like
so,
natural light,
yeah,
like
natural light, parang moving, more
yeah,
storytelling. But this time they wanted it to be like,
pack.
as in like high fashion.
Yeah,
So, and I love to shoot high fashion, but syempre it's different shooting it for a client.
yeah,
And
yeah,
not just, for a magazine.
yeah.
You
It's
know
like
what I
there's so
mean?
many particular things that you
Oo,
have to think about.
sobrang attention to detail dapat.
Yeah,
So, yun, I think I really learned a lot
yeah,
in that shoot, especially like with lighting,
yeah.
stuff like that.
I think, I mean, for me, like, even I think a lot of creatives might feel like this creative burnout when it comes to more commercial work, but I feel the same way as you. I feel like every shoot to me is another opportunity to learn and
Oo.
like evolve,
Yeah.
because I feel like every shoot something new comes up or a new problem, and like I learn how to
Yeah,
deal with it
girl, a new
more.
problem comes up talaga.
What was like the most like nightmare problem that has come up in shoots for you?
What do you
Is it like
mean?
the weather? Like, have you
Hmm.
had like a disaster yet, or no naman?
I'm thinking.
Because me, it was weather. It was
Really?
weather. Like I was shooting a short film, and it literally was thunderstorming the
Mm-hmm.
whole day. Like, and we
Oh
had to shoot a scene
no.
dancing on the grass. So that was like one of the most nerve-wracking shoots. But then, I mean, like, it was a short film, so like we were able to work around it. It wasn't like a client or whatever.
Yeah.
But did you have any like nightmare problems arise with yours?
I think none that are not immediately solvable.
Mm,
I think.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because you just got to be like, whatever happens, like,
Yeah,
no time to
girl. And
think.
and you have to appear na it's not a problem.
Yes.
That's the
That's the
hardest part.
most, yeah, that's the hardest part.
'Cause
Just faking it.
yeah, parang you're like, yeah, there's no problem. Yeah,
Yeah.
we can fix that. Of course, we can fix that in post. Or like parang, yeah, we can edit it out. In my mind, I need to hire someone to do this shit. I don't know how to edit that out. I
Yeah,
don't
they're
know
like,
how to edit
is this
that.
possible? Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
parang,
yeah.
yeah, of course. Para lang so it keeps going.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know?
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
it's a skill. It's probably one of the most important skills, being a director, a photographer, is keeping the whole shoot like at ease,
Yeah,
you
because
know?
sometimes there's no, not sometimes, all of the time, there's no, you have no choice eh. Like,
Yeah.
alam sabi mo, hindi kaya. You know,
Yeah.
like,
What are they gonna do? Like, what can they
diba?
say? Like, okay.
Diba? Parang you're just like,
Yeah, you have to make it work.
yeah, you have to make it work.
Yeah.
Yun
I
talaga.
mean, I think at the end of the day, kasi you're being paid. You know, like the client trusts you. The client got you for a reason. You know, client or agency got you for a reason, and they got you because they felt like you can execute the work. So that's our
Yeah.
job,
Yeah,
is executing.
and I always feel like I'm as good as my last work.
I love that.
Yeah. Because I get so worried. Parang, sometimes the anxiety plagues me. Na
Really?
parang, yeah, na parang, oh
Do you feel
no.
anxiety?
Yeah, I do. Parang sometimes like, oh no, were they unhappy kaya with my shoot? Like, what will they say? Parang, kakalat ba sa industry na parang, oh, Andrea, like, fucked up. Or whatever. Or na parang she didn't deliver.
Do you feel
Or
like
they
that's just
hate it. They hate the pics. They hate it. They're not gonna run it. Alam mo yon?
you have that like
I
every
do.
shoot?
Not every shoot, but I'm just so sensitive kasi to
Yeah.
like energy. So if I don't hear na they love it,
Yeah.
immediately I think they hate it.
Yeah. Do you feel like that's some like a problem like that you have to work on, or does that help you, like because you
think
have
it
the anxiety, it
I
makes
think
you want to be
I think it's a problem that I have to work on. I
Yeah.
think I have to trust more, but wala for now. I think I just have to do better.
well, this girl is doing more than better. So I don't think you have anything to be anxious about, but I get you.
Yeah.
It's like you're always thinking, did they like it?
Yeah,
Like,
parang or like is my reputation completely destroyed after this? Like they're never getting me again. It's gonna spread throughout the industry.
damn,
that
you
I
are an
am shitty.
overthinker.
Like alam mo yon, parang I don't want that.
Yeah.
I'm so worried about it all the time.
All the time.
Yeah.
How do you ease yourself from that? Like, I'm sure it can definitely, like, it feels debilitating sometimes.
It does. Like I cry.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, like how do you kind of get out of that then? Like, you should meditate.
Girl.
I'm like a believer of meditation. But no, seriously, when you get into those trains of thought, like you're thinking, it's hard for you to get yourself out of it if you don't just stop, like, and breathe. And I feel like that's something that has helped me.
Yeah.
Just calming your mind, because that's anxiety. Like when you have that attack, like your mind just race,
Yeah,
and it doesn't stop.
And you're like in places na parang
You're going deeper and deeper and deeper. It's a black hole.
Yeah, it is.
So I think that if I may intercept meditation, like I think it would really help you. Like to just separate yourself, take your phone away, take your laptop away.
Yeah,
and just breathe. Like
I try
yeah.
to do that.
Is that it? Like, how do you deal with it now? Like with shoots, because the bigger the shoot, I feel like definitely the bigger the
gagging sounds, like
gagging sounds. That's how you.
Sometimes I'm like,
But I mean, like, you don't need to worry about that too much. I think you're being too hard on yourself. I think I read that from you. Like, you're too hard on yourself, but like, look at her. She's freaking killing it in the industry. Like, you're gonna be booked regardless.
I don't know, sis.
Sis, you're doing amazing. I swear. There's a lot of people that look up to you. Okay, so there's just one little soft subject that I want to touch up on, but we won't delve too much into it. I know it's very sensitive. Me and Andy and I, something I only recently found out is what we relate on is that both of our dads actually passed away. Were you working already at the time?
Yeah, I was working already at the time. He passed in 2017.
And were you able to, like, were you working right away after that? Because I had shoots like after too.
I had shoots because it was the only thing that could really distract me from the pain.
Oh my god, I'm literally so relatable right there. I think when my dad passed, like I had 2 shoots after, and then I felt like a robot. I was like, just keep myself busy.
Same. Parang keep myself dissociated from the pain.
Yeah. And like, were you able to still kind of express yourself through the photography in some way? Or was it more of like you were trying to just keep yourself booked and like
I was
busy?
just trying to keep myself booked. Yeah.
Do you feel like with your photography and your art, you were able to express your what you were feeling, or do you have like other ways where you were able to cope
I think
with
that's
it?
how I coped. I just I think even until now, like I just wanna make him proud.
Same, me too, and you definitely are. Oh no, oh, you're gonna make me cry. You know what, Andy, your father is definitely proud, for sure, for sure. Like I have nights also where that's what I cry about. Actually, the other night I was crying because I was like, I'm doing all these things, I'm achieving these things, but there's emptiness in me because I feel like I'm getting all these things that I wish my dad saw. And like it I'm sorry to make you
It's
cry,
okay.
but no, I feel you. I feel like it's something that it's like a void,
It
you know?
is.
Like you can have the biggest client, you can have the biggest shoot, and like you come home and you're like, well, I wish my dad.
Yeah, parang, oh, and then what? That
Yeah.
it feels like that sometimes. Lalo na because tissue.
Yes.
Some Starbucks tissue. Throw it. Throw it. Boosh.
You're in a safe space, don't worry.
Thank you, girl. I'm sorry.
No worries. No worries,
I'm also
please.
PMSing.
Oh my
So
God, girl, that was me last week. That's why I
I'm
was
super
crying.
PMSing. I hate it.
It's okay. Hey, you're human. You're human. I
But
was crying just the other day too. Like before I slept, I was like, actually no, 2 days ago. I was feeling like kind of empty recently. Like I'm kind of like doing all these things. I'm splitting myself so thinly, doing my work, doing my passion stuff, and then I was like, why do I feel like this? Like, why is there like emptiness in me in some way? Why?
yeah.
And then I was like, I just try to talk to my dad. Let me
Yeah.
try to just talk to my dad. Like I hadn't talked to him in so long. And I started talking to myself, just pretending that that's him. I just started crying.
Yeah.
I was like, maybe that's what I need. I just need to talk to them, you know?
Just need to confront it.
Yeah.
Also.
Like has it been are you still dealing with it? Like is it something still heavy for you till this day?
I don't think like it's heavy in the way that parang every day I'm sad about it, but sometimes it
It
really hits
helps.
like a truck.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
because
yeah.
like I think the thing with grief is that it um I don't know, parang it does get better with time,
Mm-hmm.
but it never really fully goes away.
Oh,
Never ever.
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. What I believe in, my philosophy with it, because I lost my mom, and I lost my grandma, and I
Oh,
lost my dad.
I'm so
Yeah,
sorry,
yeah,
sis.
within 5 years.
Wow.
Yeah, so like that's why like I
You're
feel.
so strong.
Thank you. I think it's I've accepted it's a part of life.
Yeah.
Like I think it never gets better
Yeah.
every time, but like that's exactly how I feel. Like grief is it's never really gonna go away. It just transforms, I feel.
Yeah.
Like it's
You learn to
less of
live with
the.
it.
Yeah, you learn to live with it and
Mm-mm.
accept that, okay, how can I see him in other forms?
Yeah.
How can I think of him being present with me today? You know? Do you feel like that's something that inspires you? Like is that a big, like with your work, with your career, like is that a big like push whenever you think about your dad?
Yeah, I think so because he bought my first camera.
Oh, he did.
Yeah. He was also into photography before, I believe. And he fully supported me when I was like doing photojournalism in Ateneo. Like he would drive me to the rallies.
Oh,
Yeah. And even when
so I think you got it from him then.
yeah, I think so. That's why I love I love to do it still.
Yeah.
And that's why I never let go of all of the two cameras he bought me.
Yeah, never let that
Um
go.
yeah, never. So yeah, even until he was sick already, and he would still sometimes drive me before to my shoots. Yeah.
Oh, you're super close to your dad. I was super close to my
Yeah.
dad
Yeah,
too.
same.
Yeah. I think I try my best to just believe that they are proud. I think
Yeah.
that's like, look at us, like we're young and like we're trying to just chase after our dreams.
Yeah. And if he was proud of me when I was doing such little things, Mas lalo na now,
For sure.
siguro. Yeah.
For sure. I don't doubt that.
Mm.
I don't doubt that. Well, wait, I just want to hug you.
Oh,
I'm sorry to make you cry. It's okay. But thank you for, sharing a bit of your dad. I think I just want to tell you that he is definitely, definitely proud of you. Don't ever forget that. And everything that you're doing. I mean, she is really definitely paving the way in this industry, and I would not doubt that your dad is like hella proud of you.
thank you.
So thank you, Andy, for sharing that. But just to almost done, I do want to kind of have this. I have this segment, so it's basically about what people that look up to you would ask you. Maybe like your fans out there, what they would ask you. Very simple questions before we end this episode. So, do you want to take a minute?
No, I'm good.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm just
Take a
making sure,
coffee?
my makeup is like good.
Girl, I feel you when you're PMSing and then someone asks you something. I'm like,
yeah,
fuck.
girl, I could cry about the smallest things.
No worries. We're women again. We're women.
True.
Okay, so this segment again is I'm gonna ask
Is this
her.
hard?
No, that's not a test. Don't worry.
Girl, I feel you.
I feel like every time I ask this segment, people think it's a test. But I'm gonna ask her some questions that I feel you guys would want to ask Andrea Beldua.
Why would you ask me anything? I'm just kidding.
But yeah, so I want you when I ask these questions, I kind of want you to direct your answers to the camera. First question, test number 1. What is your favorite way to make your talents feel comfortable? And we kind of touched on that a while ago, but how do I build my confidence in communicating and directing my talents?
How?
I mean, you like to
Oh my
feel you let
God. I don't know.
your talents feel comfortable by complimenting them.
Oh yeah, that's true. I think it's best to see them, I don't know, as a friend. I mean, they become my friends, but parang it's just like it feels like I'm taking their OOTD pics. Sometimes I like to, see it that way. Na parang, girl, ganda mo dyan. Pang DP mo na yan. Bagong DP mo yan. Alam mo yon?
I might have a video of her actually saying, like, ganda.
Yeah. You have to let them know that you see them and they are beautiful. Because I would love to be told that if someone was taking my pics.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you have to make them feel confident and comfortable with you.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's one of the ways that I like to, hype them up.
I love it. And that's so evident. If you see her in action, this girl is like nonstop talking. Constant compliments,
like,
constant.
Yeah, and like sometimes I have to like apologize. Like, I'm so sorry na sinisigawan kita. Like, shit, I'm yelling. Like, I'm full on yelling.
No, but I mean, like, that does help a lot. I think that really boosts their confidence.
Yeah.
And makes them feel like, okay, I look good now.
Yeah.
So, yeah. No, I love that. I love that little style of yours. Like, it was so clear during our H&M shoot. She was like, okay, this is how she does her stuff. Okay, test number 2. No one is noticing my work too much. How do I branch out and build myself more?
Oh. I think that's what everybody will say, but I think social media is such a big thing. But another thing that you should do is to collaborate with people.
Mm-hmm.
Like, to collaborate with makeup artists, models, stylists, creative directors. I think that's one way of, reaching another audience. Kasi parang if you think you've maxed out the people that see your work, you can like share their audience.
Oh yeah, you're right. Collaboration is key.
Collaboration is key. I think that's one way to get noticed.
Yeah.
And I think TikTok is the way right now.
You know what? I do have a lot of feelings
Honestly.
about that. Like, and it's true.
Yeah.
Like, I was so, because I'm just not in that generation where I just don't, I'm not on TikTok. My friends were like
Same.
super pushing me. They were like, Alana, just please get a TikTok. Like,
You
you can
should.
dance there. I
You
do have a
should.
TikTok,
Yeah.
but I don't dance on there. Like, I just post
Mm.
whatever I post on Instagram. But for the longest time, they were like pushing me, like, just get a fucking TikTok.
Yeah.
I'm like, but I don't dance though on TikTok. I don't really want to dance. And then I finally finally understood like it's more of the business side where
Yeah.
you have to branch out there.
Uh-uh.
It is where the audience is.
It is where the current audience is
Yeah.
talaga. Yeah.
So I would agree. TikTok, social media in general.
Yeah, social media in general and just like, being open to it talaga.
Yeah. I think like fear and like the fear of like putting something out or thinking what other people are going to think of it makes a lot of people stop. Makes a lot of people like it hinders people from actually just
Yeah.
going.
Pero
But
just have the audacity. I learned that from my friend Belle. Just have the audacity to do the thing. Just
yeah,
do the thing.
just do the thing. Just
Yeah.
post the damn
Just don't
thing.
just don't think about it too
Yeah.
much. Just keep posting.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
always tell my friends because sometimes I have like my friends who are also creatives or who I work with a lot and they're like I notice that they're not posting on their feed. I'm like, when are you posting this on your feed? Just give me your phone, I'll post it for you. Like
Yeah.
post it. Just keep posting.
Just share.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just share it.
I think a lot of people have the fear, of like, what are they gonna think of it? Like, fuck what they think. Just do it. Like, just post it. Like, honestly, at the end of the day, no one really cares. Like it's your work and like it's for
Yeah.
you.
And like how can it exist? Like, parang is it just in the void or are you just gonna put it out there for
Yeah.
people to see?
Yeah. So I mean,
Yeah.
like, yeah, social media is the way. There's a lot of people that don't want to do it, but it is the way. You're just gonna have to you have to adapt to it. That is the game right now.
Mm-hmm.
So TikTok, social media, and yeah, collaborations is very key. I think my first short film was collaborating with one of the dancers, my teammates. I was just like, do you want to, be my subject? Make like a little short dance film. And that was the first one, and that really brought out my style. So I would agree. Collaborate with your friends, your artist, anyone you know. Reach out. Did you have a mentorship? Did you have a mentor?
No, I did not.
Wow.
I wish
Just
I
learned it
did.
on your own.
I wish I did though. But I do learn from all of my peers.
Mm-hmm.
Thankfully, a lot of them are very open.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, last question before you can sign off. How do I differentiate myself from everyone as a photographer if I don't have pink hair?
Oh my god. I don't think you should be
Well, with your style.
I don't think you should be worrying about how to differentiate yourself. I think the only thing you should be worrying up right now you should be worrying about right now is creating. You shouldn't have to think na parang you have to be different, you have to think of new ideas because like how do you even think of new ideas? It's 2023. Almost everything's been done. And we're just like circling back on trends. So I just think express your vision and just keep doing that. And eventually, once you find yourself, it will happen automatically. It will just happen by itself. So you just really have to trust the process and keep on creating.
Yeah, no, exactly. I mean, I completely agree. I think it's focusing on the art itself and just focusing on doing it.
Yeah.
You can't just I didn't just wake up and be like, this is my style.
Yeah.
It's continually creating, practicing, and just continually creating, like capturing
just,
photos.
Just being inspired by just being inspired by all the creatives around you. Parang you can't parang if you're gonna differentiate yourself kasi parang that's hard kasi nga everything's been done. So like if you like collect all of the people you're inspired by, their styles, their work, it will eventually happen that you will have your own style.
Yeah, your own mesh of everything.
Yeah, your own mesh of everything.
Yeah, for sure. I think exploring, trying different things. Like she was, if you can imagine, this girl had all these dark, cooler tones. Can't imagine
so
with that
blue.
now.
Like what?
It was all blue.
Please, the skin tone was so bad.
I was really like, wow, this is Andrea Beldua back then.
Lako.
But it's really just doing the thing and constantly doing the thing, like not stopping, like continually be creating, continually be using your camera, shoot whenever you can, like bring your camera everywhere. But yeah, that's the name of the game. Just keep evolving and keep creating. All right. So before we close it off, did you want to plug anything? Do you have any projects coming up? Anything that you want to plug in your social media accounts?
No.
No. Don't follow her.
Don't follow me on Andrea Beldua on Instagram. Don't do it.
Okay, I just wanted to gift you something.
Oh. Is this $1 million?
Oh, God, I wish. I don't know if you drink wine, but I got you pink Moscato.
I love pink Moscato. Holy shit.
I just try to wear pink and
Woohoo.
Thank you for coming on.
I love this.
and
Thank you so much.
I really appreciate you coming on. I think that a lot of artists and young creatives are going to definitely learn a lot from you. She was so nervous before this. She was like, how do I get
I was
deep
like, I
and
can't,
shit?
I can't do deep questions. Like, my brain is smooth.
Girl, you just did it. You just did it.
It's so smooth.
But
it's like,
thank you so much to Andy. It was such a pleasure to pick her brain a bit. And thank you for also sharing a little bit of the intimate side. I didn't mean to make you cry. I'm sorry.
PMS is real.
But yeah, PMS is real. But thank you for being so open. That's something I think will show a little bit more of a human side to you too, but beyond your art.
Yeah, I've never talked about that actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Thank you for being open. Just know that you're safe with me, and I also feel the same way. But thank you to Andy, thank you to Vince behind the camera again helping me, and thank you guys for watching this episode. This is another episode, a great episode. You're gonna learn a lot from this girl, or you already learned a lot from this girl. You just watched it. If you're watching this on YouTube, please subscribe and like my video and comment and do everything. And if you are listening to this on TikTok. If you're listening to this on Spotify, I'm not on TikTok. If you're listening to this on Spotify, please do follow
Oh my
and
God,
rate.
we're on Spotify?
We're on Spotify too, girl. Please rate it 5 stars, please, guys.
Please rate it 5 stars. Please.
Yes,
Give
more
me
guests to
validation.
come. Yes, please give Andy some validation. But thank
I
you
get
again.
anxious. Please help
You guys
me.
just heard she gets anxious, so
Please
help
help
her.
me. Please help me overcome my anxiety by giving me more validation so that I can be addicted to the dopamine of likes and comments.
Yes, please, for her. Anyway, thank you guys so much for tuning in onto this episode. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace. Thank you guys for tuning in to this week's episode. Next week, I have a little more personal one. I'm back to doing a solo episode. So I'm going to be talking about some tips on keeping yourself productive as a creative and just as anyone that's working. So I'll see you guys next week.